Hari Om to all the divine Atmajyotis. Let us continue our contemplation of Sri Dakshinamurthy Stotra. Today, we'll take up line 2.1, Vatta-Vittapi-Samiipe-Bhuumi-Bhaage Nissannnnam, and 2.2, Sakala-Muni-Janaanaam Jnyaana-Daataaram-Aaraat. Who would like to begin with your views? Ashwini ji, would you like to share your views first?
No, the banyan tree reminds me of there's one more shloka, right, in Bhagavad Gita where the tree is unique because the roots are from the top, something like that.
Yeah, it
So
is the Purushottama Yoga. It is there.
So if you know the shloka, can you tell?
Yeah, I'll bring it up so that you can see
yeah.
the shloka. Yeah.
Udvamulam Mada Shakam. This one, right? So,
Ashvatham Prahuravyayam Chandansi Yasya Parnani Yastam Vedasa Vedavid.
So yeah, this is so the banyan tree is unique in this way. I don't know the exact meaning, the roots and the significance of roots. It's the other way around than the other trees. So maybe you could explain why the speciality of the banyan tree and why they.
Why Dakshinamurti sitting beneath it? Okay.
So then, then the next one is all the sages are sitting near Sri Dakshinamurti. So this is, I think we have discussed this before in the second shloka.
All right.
I don't know much. You only have to tell me.
Yeah, let's yeah. As we go further, we will have clarity. Thank you, Ashwini ji. Who would like to go next? Sarnan ji, Padma ji, Deepa ji, Shilpa ji. Yes, Padma.
Yeah. So if we think about the banyan tree, usually this tree is said to be living for many years together. It doesn't easily get destroyed by the by nature, like storm and things like that, which tend to uproot various other trees. This tree is not very easy to uproot because its roots are they go deep and they spread wide. And the tree itself also, it's not very very small in nature. By that, what I mean is the trunk is quite big, and also the foliage itself, it is very broad. It is broad, and if you see in many villages or wherever, like many people can get shelter under that tree. So in that sense, I feel that the tree itself, like, because it is not easily uprooted or being affected by whatever changes that is happening around it, the climatic changes or whatever. I feel in that sense it is eternal in one way. It is eternal. So I think it is representative of the soul within us, which is also eternal. So that is how I connect the appearance of it. One more thing is that it has roots also hanging out from its branches also, and that will again grow down and again stick to the go down again into the earth. So that's also one of the reason it cannot be uprooted. So you can connect, at least I am connecting it to two different things. Like one is it is representative of the eternal. Second is the various roots that are going. If you see the 15th chapter shloka that just now you brought it up, it is also the desires that are like that. No, it is like these roots. It is coming. There is so much of desires and vasanas and everything within us, and it is coming all over the place. So somewhere it has to be stopped. If it keeps growing like that, there is no end to it. And the more it is going into the earth, the stronger it becomes, because then it is not easy to uproot. So that is also another way to connect, I feel. So yeah, so I think because it is representative of something eternal, that is why we see that Dakshinamurti is sitting under that, because he's also he's the eternal soul. So it is in that way it connects, I feel. And also he's facing the south, Dakshinamurti. So because he knows his eternal nature, he is not afraid of the south side, which is representative of death, Yama, or in that sense, it is represented that because he is established in his self, because he knows his eternal nature, he is not afraid of the changing. He's fearless of the changing. And yeah, the next one, Sakala-Muni-Janaanaam, Jnyaana-Daataaram-Aaraat. So when a person established in self is there, I think it is natural for him to attract all those who seek that. So in that sense, I feel that is why those seekers, they are seekers who are seated below him, and that is why that hierarchy is also there, I think, where he is placed above, and they might be learned, but still they are below him because they have not got the essence of what is to be got, even though they may be very good in scholarly, the knowledge itself, like that. But the essential truth, knowledge of truth, is something they are still seeking. So that is why he is a guru here. And they are seated below him because they have come to him as seekers and surrender and faith. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmaji. Saravananji?
Yeah, I think in addition to what Padmaji said, I feel another way to see it is how a big banyan tree satisfies the people who come to it through good shadow, good air, oxygen to breathe, and makes them peaceful or it's like you feel good to go under this tree, to go under a tree and take rest for what you want, right? It's a giver. A tree is a giver. Like that here, the guru is like the Munis have come for seeking for the knowledge, and here is the guru who is giving them uh, the 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 knowledge, right? And that is one analogy I see, and the other one is like how that this tree is there like eternal, as Padmaji was saying. The knowledge that is being given is also eternal. It's there for ages, and like it will always remain. So that's the knowledge the sages are getting from the guru. So yeah, these are 2 points that come to me. Like once they come, like they're completely, they are at peace, or like they don't have any more questions. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you, Saranji. Deepaji, would you like to share your views?
Yes, sir. Like you showed the Bhagavad Gita shloka, the leaves of the tree represent the Vedic hymns, and the sage sitting below the tree is the knower of the Vedas. So
Would
we
you
can
like me to
see.
bring up that shloka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Technically speaking, Ashwatha and Banyan are different trees.
Okay.
This is Ashwatha tree.
That's true. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, please continue, Deepaji.
We can see the sages sitting down to get the knowledge from the sage. Sorry, from Dakshinamurti.
Namurti.
That is how we sit near to the Sadguru to get the knowledge.
That's how you see it.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Thank you, Deepaji.
Thank you, sir.
Shilpa Kalaji, would you like to share your views?
So I don't have much to add, but when I see the banyan tree with the roots spread out, and then in 2.2 the picture of Dakshinamurti and the sages sitting down at his feet, it reminds it's like a, you know, Dakshinamurti is the trunk of the tree and the sages are the roots. So that's how I imagined it in my mind.
Okay.
So
And why would you feel like that? Is there a reasoning that you have in your mind to say the trunk and there the roots?
So because the Munis, the sages are the ones who would carry the knowledge further, what has been passed on by Dakshinamurti. So like you know, pass the knowledge where it is required the most. So like the roots which spread out.
Okay, so you mean these roots which are coming from the branches of the tree?
No, from not from the branches, from the below.
Okay, so using that analogy, they become the foundation of the tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
Dakshinamurti becomes trunk, means Dakshinamurti is dependent on the Munis.
no, he's not dependent on the Munis. He's already steadfast. I mean, he's eternal.
So therefore, I'm asking that question. When you draw that analogy.
Yeah, just like the banyan tree, which it's is you know, it survives for many years.
Right.
So that way, of course, I mean, that's how I see Dakshinamurti is eternal, and the roots are the sages who will pass on that knowledge. And so I don't know how to put it in words.
No issues. No issues. Yeah. So see, in many of our shlokas, analogies are given to create certain imagery in the mind.
Yeah.
So that it becomes easier to look at the underlying principle. So you and I easily connect to the things that we know and the objects that we use. So from that reference, you can easily take them into the subtler principle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So a Vata or a banyan tree, when you look at a banyan tree, typically you will see a banyan tree itself spread acres and acres. Very close to Bangalore, there is a Dodda Alada Mara near Kengeri, where several acres have been spread by, and when you technically look at it, it's a single tree that's spread all over, right? So in a way, it's a very good analogy to what you can think of as life. Meaning what? So the life is from a single source, but it has been spread so vast. As a kind of a poetic way of saying, there are many ways of saying it, but one of the way of saying it is, you and I belong to the same tree. You and I are different leaves of the same tree. You and I have the same source called God. So like that, many poetic ways are there to say it. But when you look at all of that, what is the closest tree that can bring that analogy is this banyan tree, because it spreads. Single tree spreads. And that is how life is. That is how life is. You are from your parents are from their grandparents prior to that, then from you, your children, and from their children, grandchildren. So when you look at it the life is spreading, and in a way it's a single family. It's one family.
Hmm.
But what is the underlying principle, or what is the underlying source of this entire spread, is represented through Sri Dakshinamurti. In a way, Dakshinamurti is only appearing as a tree. In the actual understanding, that is how we need to realize it. But as an imagery, he is shown separate from the tree of life, because it is easier to bring the contrast. So Dakshinamurti is the consciousness aspect, and the tree represents the energy aspect, or the life aspect. Because the life aspect of Dakshinamurti, what we call as the world aspect, is having the nature of spreading.
Hmm.
Whereas consciousness is stable.
Stable, yes.
Right?
Yes.
So in a way, there is a zero and an infinite, both are represented through that analogy. So the zero is represented in the form of Sri Dakshinamurti, and the infinite is represented through the tree of life, the Vatta-Vriksha. It spreads. And because he is sitting there, in a way it is represented as he is separate from it. In other words, he is not affected by it. So the tree of life can spread, but he is comfortably separate from it. And because of that clarity and established nature within him, he is able to naturally attract those who are seeking that clarity, those who are seeking the same union. And that is who all these Munis are. They are the seekers of that knowledge. And who bestows that? Ultimately, it is your inner guru. From the outer, you have to travel inner, and that guru is already there, and it is that inner guru to who, when you surrender, the knowledge opens up. Arive Guru. All right. Hari Om. Any further points or any questions?
That Urdhva Moolam, can you explain now, Vijayji?
So in the other shloka, Urdhva Moolam, see here, it is said as Urdhva Moolam, inverted tree. In earth, when we see any tree, it has a tendency to go down, right? Whereas here, there is an kind of like to bring an image in the mind, a tree whose roots are upwards. What does it mean? It simply means that this entire life, what we call as life, is nothing but a reflection in the mind, and in whose presence it is reflected. It is reflected in the presence of the divine awareness. And it is the divine awareness which is also the source of this. So who is the one who's projecting this? It is the divine awareness only. That is the Maya Shakti of the divine awareness. So the projection is seen in the divine awareness. So in other words, it is this divine awareness, which is in a numerical terms can be represented as zero, nothingness, which cannot be really described, is no particular object, is seen as all the objects, is represented as all the, is part of all the objects. Much like the analogy you can see in the example of when you have a gold ornament, the ornament is made up of gold. So gold is inherent in the ornament. But gold, in a way, is separate and different from the ornament. Gold is not the ornament. Gold is appearing like the ornament. So the world is a reflection of that divine consciousness, Brahman. And that is represented as the higher principle. So in terms of your own very intuitive way of connecting to, say, God, pray to God. What do generally people do? Generally people fold hands and lift their head. There is a very natural instinct to kind of as if to see upwards. Where is God? You ask any culture, usually hand goes up. Okay. So there is a sense of up, sense of higher, right? When it comes to divinity. Upanishad. So in a way, right? In a way, Upanishad, it literally means sitting near the feet of. In other ways, Upanishad, that which takes you higher. Even the Dakshinamurthy, what is the seeker is looking for is to travel northwards. And even in Bhagavad Gita, there is Dakshinayana and Uttarayana. Uttarayana means the travel towards your higher nature. So Uttara is usually represented up, right? So therefore, up is a representation of the higher. Therefore, here the tree is shown as an inverted tree. So the world is a reflection of that divine, which is unseen. And the unseen can be seen in any of the forms. The seen is not the complete picture of the unseen. And there is no way to see the complete picture of the unseen. But through the seen, you can realize the unseen. Does that bring clarity?
Something else, I don't know where I had heard. So I'm not. Why is the banyan tree unique, and why the this one, no, the roots are from the top? What is that significance of that? Okay, so you're saying that's.
So
I
it's
didn't quite get it.
like how Padmaji explained, it becomes very stable because it is not just held by the root system at the so-called main trunk. Every branch is also equally well rooted. So like how Padmaji said, almost impossible to uproot the banyan tree, right? Very stable. So the rhythm of life or the flow of life is an infinite flow. There is no the Srishti Sthiti Samhara, this cycle of creation, sustenance, and dissolution is an ever-going process, is an infinite process, and is a very stable process. There is no end to this. So it is kind of the most stablest tree that you can see is this living tree, fig tree, Vatta-Vriksha.
You said both are different, is it? The trees, Vijayji, this and that. Vatta-Vriksha and Ashwatha, they're different, is it?
So see, Vatta-Vriksha and
Sir, one more thing I wanted to say.
yeah.
This before you had this picture in that that Ashwatha Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakam, no? You
Yeah.
had another picture. I think that is from ISKCON, where the inverted tree, it actually shows you like the roots are like the desires. That is why it is above the ground in that case. It's upside down, and the roots keep growing. Something like that. You had one picture, sir. I think that
That
is
one
what
was simply a
Ashwini ji is
tree
referring.
inverted
Ah,
upside down.
and
That was a tree inverted down. But when you look at it here, Padmaji, when you look
Ah,
here, see, what we tend to see is this. The
yeah,
reflect,
yeah.
the
No,
world is
no.
a reflection.
Yeah, yes, sir. I get the essence of this picture, but I think she's referring to that when.
No, no, no. Her question is now, is there a difference between Vata Vriksha and Ashwatha Vriksha?
previously I was asking about the roots, right? Because I had not really got the significance of why banyan tree and why the roots are hanging down. So that point I was asking. So, like Padmaji said, the desires maybe are represented by the hanging.
And that is
So
what roots you to the out of the earth, right? So in a way, that is why that tree of life or that tree is very stable. What holds you to this? What holds you to this this phenomena is is your cycle of desires. And what makes Dakshinamurti free is he has realized this entire knowledge. Yeah, Padmaji, you want to say something?
No, sir. I'm just trying to find that that thing you had. I remember there was that picture, sir. I mean your deck. No, mostly it is for me all visual remembrance. So there was that picture, sir, where like. There will be one guy hanging on to that roots, and you have to cut it, something like that. One picture
No,
you
no.
had, sir.
This is the only other picture I had.
Which one?
And this picture is what I had earlier.
No, there was that steps and all, right? I
I'm not
don't.
able to recall.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No,
maybe
if I find it, I'll send it to you.
So there are many other literal ways of looking at it. See, maybe you're referring to this picture.
Yeah, something like this. But it had more like there were all that words also, like desire, all this was there. So
And then it cannot. I don't remember putting such a picture. Maybe from somewhere else.
there is one, I think here. There next to that part one, there is one slide, no? Blue color slide. I think that picture maybe. No, not that. There is one, the first row also, fourth or fifth one. There is a desire written on it.
This one?
Last one. Desire.
Yeah. Is this what you're referring to, Padmaji?
yeah, something like this, sir. Yeah. It
Okay.
is like the roots are representative of what we are attached to, and how we have to break it to go to the Paramatma, towards the Paramatma, because these are the things that are external, right? So that roots have to be cut, and because it is so difficult, that tree itself is so difficult to uproot, so obviously the reason being the roots are very strong in that. So such a strong root, how do you cut it? So the only thing that can cut it is knowledge. The jnana is the only one that can cut that such a strong root. Some reference to that it had. So
Yeah, from the viewpoint of the seeking or the seeker, That is one way to look at it. From a Dakshinamurti, from a Jnani viewpoint, the tree of life is there and it is a stable. It is an eternal Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara. There is really, for him now, there is nothing to really cut as such. That's why he's able to sit comfortably beneath it. So when one is rooted in the truth, then there is no more problem with the tree of life.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's how I also connected to that picture in that shloka.
Yeah. So that's why he's comfortably able to.
Clear now, is it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other viewpoint or any other questions?
Oh, sir.
This is the same tree, Vijay, you were checking.
Okay. So we were checking that, no?
Fig is a different tree,
Yeah.
right?
It's a different tree.
Ashwatha is fig.
Yeah.
Usually, I think I've seen it in a few Ganesha temples, this Ashwatha tree.
Yeah. So see here, this is the Vata, then nothing but the Banyan. They seem to have similar characteristics. It looks like, by the botanical name, distinct trees.
Yeah.
But both have their roots hanging down, is it?
Both, Padmaji, both are considered very sacred in Tamil Nadu. We call
Yeah.
Alamaram and Arasamaram.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
Alamaram is, I'm just checking. Arasamaram is the people tree. Alamaram is the banyan tree. Both are considered very sacred.
No, this doesn't seem to have the roots hanging from the.
Not the Arasamaram, yes.
Arasamaram doesn't have the roots hanging.
No. Only the Alamaram will have.
Yeah. So in the shloka 15, that picture will be a wrong picture then. It is not really a Ashwathamara representation. That picture has to be modified. Whereas the Vatta-Vriksha only has the roots coming from the branches.
Yeah.
So the picture in Dakshinamurti thing should be
No, in Dakshinamurti.
No, that is correct, I think. Yeah, that is correct because
But,
that is Vata only, no?
Vata is the Banyan.
But that didn't have its roots coming down there.
No, this one is not Ashwatha.
Yeah.
This is Vata, but very simple representation of the Vata.
Simpler one.
Look at the leaves. Look at the leaves. Yeah. So
And
yeah.
Padmaji, I think what you are referring to, I was also thinking about it. I think the deep-rooted desires have to be cut. Unless the deep-rooted desires have been cut, you cannot remove the tree of life, which continues to grow.
Yeah.
I think that is a different sloka. I was also trying to figure out which one. That context is different.
Yeah.
Remember, Vijay, the deep-rooted desires in one sloka.
Are you referring to Bhagavad Gita shloka?
Yeah, in Bhagavad Gita, we have one sloka where
see, this itself represents that.
Uproot, you have to uproot the tree, otherwise it's not completely dead. So the desires, it cannot be subdued.
Yeah. No, so that's what sir said was correct only. Like from which point of view
Yeah,
you are
correct.
looking at that
That's all.
picture makes the difference. Like if you
Yeah,
look at
correct.
it from a seeker point of view, then cutting
It's a
those
giver.
roots is what leads you
Yeah,
higher up. However, if you're already in that place, then it doesn't matter, no, where the roots are, what is going on, it doesn't matter. It makes no difference to you. You're not touched by it.
so, okay. We put it other, what I was thinking, as a seeker, the tree is the giver. That is one way I see. The other one is, if you have not realized, you just continue to enjoy the benefits of the tree, of having the fruits, and like continue to grow your desires more and more and more.
Mm.
Okay, but finally you have to realize that it never ends, and like the deep-rooted desires you have to go, and like unless you remove it, but you are not going to be freed. So this is coming from those two.
But here the context is you're describing Dakshinamurti.
Mm.
So
Here it's
Dakshinamurti
a
is
giver.
a representation of
Yeah.
an established one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Here also you'll have to change the picture, Vijayji. It doesn't have any roots coming down.
So this picture is an artistic representation of the banyan tree, Ashwini ji.
Because later on, again, we'll get some, we know it now, but somebody else later will get this question. Is it people tree or banyan tree and the roots, etc.
Okay, all right. So maybe a simplified banyan tree picture will be better here. Sure.
So this looks very nice.
Yeah. But what you're saying is it can cause the confusion between the banyan and the ashwini.
One of sir's USP is all this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Aparoksha Anubhuti deck, Ashwini ji?
No.
Yeah.
Each thing what I see, no, always even this one, all the shlokas, always I look at the picture and that itself represents so much.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. It will point. It's a pointer, I feel.
no, as him when Vijayji played the Dakshinamurthy Stotram also, you keep reading it and you keep seeing the picture. There's so much you grasp right in the beginning of the session
Yeah.
only.
Yeah. And I think I find that the Aparoksha Anubhuti deck is unique in that sense because there are not much words at all there. It's just a pictorial representation. So I think that's amazing. Sir, I think that way you are evolving in that, sir. Because earlier you would have some words to support it. So, but now, yeah, like, yeah, it's very nice.
All right. Is anything more on this shloka?
No, sir.
Okay. Hari Om. Thank you all.